Hello and welcome back to Pints with Pals. I'm your host, Mike, and with me I have Jason and Jeremy. I saw your like tagline. I was like, no, I don't remember his name. How you guys doing?
Doing great.
Wow.
So what's on the docket for today?
Got a Radler.
Yep,
Lemon
a Bitburger Radler.
I can't say it's Radler Natrube.
Natrube.
I don't know. Natrube. I don't know.
So this one, unlike most of the other beers we've had, is actually a pretty low ABV. It's a true Radler, unlike the lemon shandy one, which is not quite the same. Although I guess it's similar.
Right.
Yeah, this is like what, 2%?
Yeah, 2.5. That's what I found. That's why Arnold likes to drink them all the time.
Ooh, it smells delicious.
Does it smell like summer?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're doing this a little late, but I dressed for the occasion.
Yeah.
Ooh, mine's got quite the floaties, but it could be, I don't know, it's real bad.
Oh.
Well, what is up with you and floaties?
I know who got this one. It's probably the same.
I did.
From the same place.
Crap. It might have been.
All right.
2022. 3/17/2022.
Oh my gosh.
Yep, it is. Yep, 3/17/22.
We're gonna have to write a message. We're gonna have to send an email to this guy and
I
let him know that all his beer is bad.
feel like we should not drink the rest of the beers I sent.
Well, that's what happens when. Whew, that's real good. That's a real good sipper. That's like the first time I had ever had an Arnold Palmer. Sorry, Jeremy.
No, you're fine. So I'm just thinking, it kind of has a unique skunk funk at the end of it. I'm not digging it. Dude, it smells delicious. And like right on the front, it tastes good. It's just after you get that like initial swallow, like I just like the skunk's butt. I don't care for that too much.
I mean, there are floaties. It's not too bad.
Yeah, that's what I get. Yeah, after it goes down.
So it's like you had a gummy or something. Tastes like your. It's a hemp flavored beer.
I agree with Mike. It's 100% delicious. It's from the same 4-pack, so maybe.
See, I don't have any floaties though. Maybe that's what I'm missing is the floaties.
Yeah, maybe.
No. Well, I guess I got a couple and they're little tiny ones.
That's really good.
Mine were not little tiny ones. They're all at the bottom now. I would show you guys what the last time I did that I dumped my beer out onto my keyboard and stuff. I don't taste the skunk butt, but the skunk butt could be how it was transported to you.
Yeah.
Maybe. I'll see how it goes after like kind of degasses a little bit. Maybe it'll just kind of go away.
I regret sending these to you guys. I've only had 2 sips, but thumbs up for me. I mean,
yeah, I would also give it a thumbs up. I think that this is a good day sipper, like a good summertime, like sitting out on like a patio or something and watching the ship. I don't know how that song goes.
Ship sails.
Yeah, watching the.
So I'm gonna give it like a sideways thumb for now.
yeah.
Okay.
Just because like I think it just has a weird. I don't know, it's a weird little off flavor that's just kind of. So hopefully it will just degas on its own.
Well, this needs to be like another Asterix episode of an aged beer. Asterix, it accidentally aged.
Well, does it? So here's the thing: on the bottom of the can it says 2021 3/17.
Well, yeah, it was probably expired in 2022.
So it's actually 2.5 years old.
Oh yeah, it expired a year and a half ago.
I bought them literally 2 months ago. I apologize.
Were they super cheap when you bought them?
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess that is just a 1-year shelf life, huh?
So we're pushing that limit. We are all gonna have the squirts later. That's
If
for
we
sure.
all call off work tomorrow, I apologize.
I mean, is that necessarily a bad thing that's gonna work?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I like it though. I would like to try it more fresh.
Yeah.
I need to check the other beer that's in my the ones that I grabbed for you guys, but
So we've had a. Go ahead.
No, this is one style that I am dying to make. Like, I
Yes.
really, really want to make this for the simple fact that I had my wife try one of these and she enjoyed it. And she does not like beer. So it's like the only beer I think I could ever get her to drink. I definitely want to have to wait till maybe next summer and just have some sitting around.
you didn't try that. Have you tried this one before?
No, I had the raspberry one.
Okay.
Was it still a Radler? Is it still called a Radler?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
A raspberry lemonade or something.
What was the other Bitburger? Bitburger.
Pilsner we had.
Yeah.
I think we liked that. I'm pretty sure. It was pretty clean. So I just need to kind of look and see what else they have because their beer tastes like relatively clean.
I don't think they make much variety. They have recently. I was surprised to see this. I know they make a 0%, and I will say I saw a lot of 0% beers in Europe. That was
That's interesting.
You
That
don't
is
see. I
interesting.
feel like you don't see. I mean, they do exist, obviously. But they were like right up there, like there wasn't like a separate section for them. They were next to all of their other beers. This is delicious. I'm sorry it's 2 years old, guys. It's 100% my fault, but
I never thought. Well, I wouldn't think to
Sweet.
check.
Very sweet.
Right.
very sweet. Yes. Oh yeah.
I feel like it needs like a shot of like
Vodka.
raspberry, like vodka. Yeah. No. What do you? Yeah, raspberry. Like a raspberry lemonade. That'd be delicious.
One thing I found pretty interesting when I was looking this up, so they use sparkling lemonade without any artificial additives, which is pretty cool. So I wonder if they like fresh squeeze all their lemons. Again, probably just use a little bit of sugar or whatever else, maybe some citric acid on top of it to give it a little more bite, and then they just carbonate it, right?
So
They say it's not too sweet, but I mean it's definitely on the.
Definitely sweet.
It's getting to that point where like it may be just slightly too sweet for me, for my taste buds.
It's so looking at it, yeah, it says it's 40% Bitburger premium pills, which we had, and 60% naturally cloudy lemonade.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, that's what that was.
I don't know. That looks,
Naturally
looks like
chunky.
It's
mean,
the clouds. It's the clouds of lemonade.
Yeah, it's got the floats at the bottom there.
I see them just kind of keep churning it around. It's like active yeast. It's still fermenting for you.
It's hey, it's fizzy. It's
Yeah.
it's
that's
not.
fizzy.
It's I don't know.
So this
Jeremy's
reminds me
face off.
I don't remember the term for it, but basically you take a can of like the condensed or the frozen lemonade, you put a can of beer, and then you fill the can with vodka, and then you make that into like summertime shit faced. I don't know. It was like a weird summertime drink that my parents made when I was
That's interesting.
Did they freeze it?
like, what do you mean? No, you just drink it. You stir it in, and you make it's basically a can of beer, the can of lemonade, and I don't know if you had a can of water or not, but my parents added like a can of like you filled that can full of vodka, and then you mix it all together, and it was delicious.
I always remember when I was young, at my parents' parties, they would make whiskey sour slush, and it was the lemonade, the Minute Maid lemonade. I don't actually think it had whiskey in it. I need to find their recipe, but it was delicious. Not that I tried it when I was a child. It was a popsicle in the freezer. Of course, I'm gonna try it.
Your parents are bad influences.
Nah.
My parents never drink. Ironically, growing up as a kid, like my dad, I think he had a couple beers. I remember we would do like the Flint's air show. He had a couple beers. I remember like a couple beers somewhere else. But the only time I remember my mom drinking, I was already 21, and her and a friend wanted to go clubbing. They wanted to go to some dance clubs or whatever. So I took them out, and that was their DD. And I think that's the first time I watched my mom get drunk, and I use quotation marks on that because she didn't really get drunk. She had like a drink, but
Oh,
she had a good time, whatever the drink was. So, it was funny.
I've never seen my parents get drunk, but I have seen them drink.
Yeah.
My dad's drink of choice used to be Michelob. That's what I always remember. I
Yeah.
can remember the smell,
Mm-hmm. I felt like beer back when we were younger was more pungent on the people's breath. I feel like
Oh,
it isn't
yeah.
as bad right now because you can always tell, like, you go hug Uncle Jimmy or whatever, like, oh man, you've been drinking that Big Bear again, the
Big
Blazer
Bear.
beer, like Coke 45. So do you guys know what the difference between a Shandy and a Radler is?
No, that's why I was
Good
assuming
question.
they were the same thing, but
So they are really relatively close, and it just depends on the manufacturer. So they say a Shandy is mixed with just lemonade or lemon lime pop, basically, and a Radler is supposed to be more mixed with like the fruit juice. So if you go by that definition, then this is not a Radler. This is a Shandy.
Yeah,
Because
sparkling.
they
Yeah.
use sparkling beverage. So I wonder if it's just the more juice they use versus like, so like, because Country Time lemonade is not real lemonade, right? It's all
Right.
it's citric acid, it's sugars, it's all blah 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 blah. But we call it lemonade. We all drink it. So I wonder if that's more of the Shandy side, to where like what Bitburger's saying is that they don't use any artificial flavor. So I'm going to go off that and say they squeeze all their own lemons, they add in the sugar, the water, and they just carb it up and they're done with it. So, and it still
Yeah, I
seems
don't
to be
know.
about a 50-50 mix, except for what you're reading earlier. It's like, sounds like a 60-40. You
Yeah,
said
it's at 60/40.
Yeah, so
yeah, I don't know if it's more, because I feel like that one we had before was like 5% still, so it didn't
was.
really cut down. It didn't cut down the alcohol as much. Whereas, like, I guess if they had some sort of alcohol added to it with it, that's not just from the beer fermenting, I feel like they would have to, right? Like they have to add like either like a vodka or some sort of spirit, unless they just had a really high starting point,
could have been
or they just
really high.
yeah, I don't really know. Because I know that Soft Parade Shandy, when it first came out, was like 9%. It was like essentially killing people. Not really, but like they were getting like super hammered on this like super flavorful like beer, and it was way higher than it should have been. Not should have been, but it was way higher than people were expecting it to be, I suppose. Because like I said, like if it's a Shandy, then you would think it's mixed with lemonade, so it should be lower ABV. Nope, it's like 3 beers in one.
Well, yeah, but you even say that though. I mean, so like, what if you are just a Bitburger drinker of their Radlers? And like, oh, I'm going to go to this, this local brewery. I'm going to try theirs. Like, oh, okay, I'm not going to read the ABV. I'm just going to get Radlers. I know they're weak, and I could leave stumbling out.
Right.
Like, I don't know. I don't think it'd be a happy camper.
Yeah.
Does this
Yeah, and
taste like beer?
I think that
Don't taste like beer.
the Radlers in general, though, like that's my understanding is like a Radler typically is going to be lower ABV, whereas a Shandy, it's like a question mark. Like you might be able to get like a Shandy that's anywhere from like 4% all the way up to 9%, like the Summer Shandy used to be. So, but yeah, because like you have Kugel, Summer Shandy, and all those are all at like 4.5 to 5%.
Those are good too.
But this is I think this is the first Radler I've had that wasn't like from Germany.
Bitburger.
Not Germany.
Germany. Yeah, I think that's the other thing too. I think, again, going back to what I was saying in one of our previous episodes, where like you have like the traditional way of making it, the German or Belgian way of making it, then you have the American way of making it, and it's always different, just because we want to be different. So
All right, so like traditionally the Shandy is going to be the American version, and the Radler is going to be the foreign to us version.
Could be. I don't remember doing a deep dive on the history of a Shandy before, so I don't want to say yes.
Nope, just say, and then have somebody call us out in the comments if you'd like to.
Please correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't know what he's talking about.
Um,
Now, do you think your parents will like this?
My parents?
I guess.
Um,
Yeah.
I don't know. They are typically more of a bang for your buck kind of a shopper, so they want the higher alcohol if they're going to pay more for a beer kind of thing.
Okay.
But they would probably make it themselves of a similar way. So yeah, I don't.
How about you, Jason?
About would my parents like it?
Mm-hmm.
My mom probably would. My dad would not. And like what I was saying is, I mean, Jeremy, you answered, but is this a beer? Does it taste like a beer?
No.
Yeah. I mean, it has the premium pills in it, and I don't like. It doesn't taste like beer at all. Lemonade.
Nope. I taste a sparkling lemonade.
Mm-hmm.
I taste like a weakened version of that, so it's like not super tart.
True. I get that. Yeah, I agree with that too.
So it doesn't give you that same like acidy, like heartburny kind of flavors that it would typically give you, but could typically give you. So
you can definitely tell it's cut with something. You're just not sure what.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, and I feel like I would like to have the normal pills next, like side by side. Like I want to try that one now just to see what flavors, if any, I can pull from it. I'd also like to try this, like from this century, this this large can aged one that's been sitting in our cupboards for 2 years.
It doesn't taste bad. That just lets you know it can. I mean, it's basically lemonade. What's going to happen to it? It's nothing.
I don't know. I think that you're not supposed to drink lemonade that's been sitting on the shelf for 2 years.
Yeah.
That being said, that's all right though.
No, I think it's
have
fine.
to look at the other cans a little closer. That's all.
Well, at least the ones that I got for us, they're like meant to be aged. That's what I feel like.
True. Yeah.
So at least like
To a certain point.
Yeah, that's true. Well, the higher ABV usually kind of knocks that down. So like this one specifically is probably kind of dangerous because it doesn't have such a high ABV. There's a potential for it to like the alcohol content isn't going to be high enough to kill off any of the bacteria that's growing. Although the bacteria that's growing is what alcohol is, I suppose. So.
To be fair, like bacteria should be growing because then you get sick.
Yeah.
Honestly. But anyways, I digress.
Have you had one? Have you ever had another different Radler or a Radler specific? What do you remember? What
It's
brand?
by the same company. It's by Bitburger, but it was a raspberry one.
Okay.
I want to try grapefruit, but I'm afraid that it's going to be too acidic. But that being said, if it's going to taste like this, any grapefruit flavor, I would definitely try it.
So I've had Odd Side Citra Radler. I had to Google it, and that one's 3.8. Actually, it's listed as a Shandy / Radler, but I don't know why. I guess because they're so similar.
Right.
The one that I never had and I always wanted to try, it was out for 1 year. It was one of the years I wasn't drinking, but it was Coors had a Radler, and everyone that summer they're like, I love this, and then Coors stopped making it, and they're like, why?
It's weird.
But yeah, they're delicious. I mean, they're great. I don't know.
Angela got one out at a restaurant when we were in Bordeaux, and she didn't realize that it was like it was like I feel like it was close to like 1%. Like it was less than 2 for sure. But then then they have like a beer that's mixed with tequila. It's called Desperado, and when she ordered it, the waiter was like, do you want the non-alcoholic version? And she's like, what? No. And then she's like, what the hell? And then she like looks up the beer that she was looking at. Like, it was only like 1.5%. That's such a waste. So she just like stopped drinking it. I was like, but it was tasty. So I've tried that one, but I couldn't tell you what it was. But that was pretty tasty.
So I'm mistaken. What I had was a Stiegel Raspberry Radler.
Oh. What's different about it?
It's just a different company. It's made out of Austria instead of Germany. Yeah, and that was only 2%, just 2%. That was 5 IBUs as well. Like.
Does this have any IBUs? Did it say?
I don't know. I never looked it up.
I don't think it does. If it does, it's getting them from like the
Pilsner.
Yeah.
So whatever the Pilsner was, cut it in half. Or
I feel like that was like it was really low. Premium pills?
Yeah.
It was like 5. No, it's 23. Really? Huh.
So 23. So let's just say 10. Potentially 10, I guess.
So are you still getting the skunk butthole?
The skunk butt? No, I'm not actually.
You're still just not a fan?
Oh no, I'd get it. Oh, I'm drinking. Oh, yeah, this is delicious.
Yeah, this is like
this is a summer drink. This is like I want to go golfing.
Yeah.
Like I want to go golfing. I'm not good at it, but I want to.
Yeah, this would be a good golfing beer to like stay hydrated. Yeah. Yeah, I always joke that I always drink the Bud Lights because like when they ask me if I want a water, I'm like, no, I got one right here, and they always tease me. But I feel like that is a thing. Like I'll fill up before I get like completely wasted on like a Bud Light, and these ones specifically, you'd have to be like, well, gotta pee every 35 minutes because I drank like 4 gallons of lemonade and 6 gallons of lemonade and 4 gallons of beer. Probably don't do that.
Right. Yeah, no, I could. This could be sitting on the beach, sitting on the back patio. You know, definitely a summer warm day beverage.
So I guess that's a thumbs up for me. Oh, 3 pals would recommend. Yeah. That's our first of this season.
But maybe we gotta try a new one, or
maybe
one
maybe the aged ones are better.
Maybe maybe that's the thing. You gotta age them. Let them sit on your shelf for a year and a half or whatever. I'm still trying to figure out where I bought all these beers from.
Some guy in a corner just had an opened. He had an opened trunk.
Open up his trench coat. You'll see what I got.
These fill off a truck.
Bitburgers.
They were in a dumpster behind him.
I got the cervezas over here.
Well, I'm sure they probably are still sitting there. But I can go to the 2 places that I would have gone to and look at their cans and see where they're from.
Be like, you need to throw these out. These have expired technically.
Right. Or the distributor did it. It could have been on the distributor. I don't know.
Jeremy, did you have a potential brew for this one? For a Radler? For the Radler that you really want to do?
So what I want to do is I would make it 2.5 gallon, pretty much just Pilsner. So I would use 43% Pilsner malt, 43% wheat malt, and 14% Vienna malt. So I just want to make a very light Pilsner beer, basically. Only 1 hop addition, and it would probably be less than a half an ounce of Warrior for 15 minutes just to give it a little bit of IBUs. I think I'd give it about 11 or 12 IBUs. I would use the Lilleman Diamond Lager yeast because again, it's a lager at the end of the day. And like I said, like in previous episodes, like I don't have temperature control, but you would have to either temperature control this or do pressure fermentation. That would be the route I would use. And so what I would do is, as it's fermenting in that keg, I would just use that as a serving keg as well. So I wouldn't even transfer it anywhere else. And then I would throw in about 2 gallons of a really nice fruit pop, basically. I want to try blood orange. I want to find a blood orange pop and mix that in there, and that's what I want to make. I think that'd be
soda for all of our other viewers that don't know what pop is.
So would you?
Soda's what you bake with. Pop's what you drink. Another now. That's fine already.
So the Could you just take and carbonate fruit juice then? Could you get blood orange like fruit juice and strain it, or get pulp free and just carbonate it and then throw it in there? Just so you have, I guess it doesn't matter that you could just carbonate it on the fly versus like throwing a pop in there. I'm just wondering what benefit the pop would have versus like the actual fruit juice.
I feel like the fruit juice may be a little too viscous, honestly. Right, because like orange juice is very, very viscous, and I'm sure if you cut it with water, it would be a lot thinner. So, but that is a good question. I'm not sure. A lot of stuff I've read about it's usually some type of like either lemonade or grapefruit, a pop or some type of fruit pop. You're just gonna add to it, and you just.
You could go real Michigan and do like a Faygo red pop.
Faygo. I don't know if we do Faygo.
Alrighty.
But that's what I would do.
Sounds amazing. I can't wait to try it.
Yeah.
What do you think it would be like if you did your blueberry honey ale and then made that into a Radler? I guess you could do it as a one-off.
So you guys could just try kind of on your own, find whatever lemonade that you like, and just how I would pour it. I would probably pour the lemonade in first, and then just throw the beer on top, because I don't think I'd want it too flat. I feel like you did the other way around. I think you would to make it more flat. Just try it and see what it tastes like. If you guys like it, let me know. Then kind of run from there. I'll try it. Bother me, no. Just time. That's all it is.
Sounds good. Well, I guess that's a good wrapping up point, I guess.
Yeah, I think so. Yep.
Thanks for joining us for Summer in October. Don't forget to have a pint with your pals.
Please drink responsibly.
Like, comment, subscribe. Join our Discord.
Cheers.
Cheers.